So everybody's big goals are different, and they should be. And what I'm going to reinforce throughout this whole program is that you should always have your eye on your big goal. Now, your program goals are all going to be mostly the same. You know, that program goal is to get through the program, do as well as you can, to get ranked the highest so that you have great skills and that you are able to nail the interviews with any of the gigs that you try to get. So as far as program goals, there are a couple things that I'm going to suggest you also spend some time focusing on. Now, what I'm going to call learning objectives, these are the things that you need to learn. One thing that I think is absolutely vital is that at the beginning of a program that you do a self-assessment or a self-evaluation where you ask yourself questions, of everything that you're going to learn, everything that's part of the curriculum of the course that you're taking, and that you analyze, where am I now on a scale of 1 to 10? Am I currently a 2 or am I currently an 8? And as you do that, you determine, where your weaker areas are so that you can then determine where you really need to pay attention most, where you need to put most of your energy. That's not saying that you should, tune out of the things that you're already better at, but it is saying, just really know what your weaker areas are, because those are the areas that you must really benefit from this course with. If you know you're weaker in certain areas, those are obviously the areas that you want to note in advance that you really need to spend more time focusing on. Now, the things that you believed that you were better at and had a higher experience at, you obviously still need to go through the process and the course, but you may be able to, skim through that material faster and focus more on other things. So what I'm saying is I want you to really evaluate yourself on a regular basis and make sure that you're spending more time on the areas that you know that you need the help. If that means asking for additional resources, or if that means just going through the material, another time or two, that is absolutely fine. And this is where you take ownership of your business and your education. I need you to make sure that if you are not getting enough understanding, that you ask those questions. Now, here's a pro tip. I do this with anything that I'm learning, and it really helps me a lot. On your internet browser, like if you use Chrome, create a special folder of bookmarks and segregate those bookmarks away from all your other bookmarks and rename them, to whatever it is that you're using them for. So for example, I don't have I don't know if you know what mock-ups are yet, but it's the ability to convert a graphic into a different graphic that looks like it's a book cover. So on a book mock-up, those are there's a lot of sites out there that have them, and some of them put strings on their resource. Some of them are better than others. I have one that I love, and for that one, I renamed it to Book Mockups, this one. And it doesn't matter what URL it is. I just need to be able to skim through, the 80 different bookmarks that I have and know which one is the book mockups that I prefer. So use whatever filing structure makes sense to you, but make sure that you do use something, because after a while, all of the bookmarks, especially those that have, a website name or just the URL especially, those become really difficult to go back to, and you really want to save your time, and you don't want to have to go back and keep opening every link just to figure out, is this the one? Tell yourself, just change the name and say this one. The other thing is always be conscious and intentional about your goals. The reality is, guys, if you don't have a clear vision of where you're going, one of two things is likely going to happen. You may never get there, or you may not recognize when you've arrived. So really track your goals. Keep your eye on the big prize. And then for this program specifically, make sure you have realistic goals and that you do your best to keep up. I am so excited about this part. This is all about mindset. Now, you may think that you have an amazing mindset. You may think that you have a crappy one. You may be completely right either way, but you also may be surprised that you may not know if your mindset is as positive or strong as you think it is or you wish it would be. Now, the reality is most of us have been born, raised, exposed to thinking things a certain way. And many times we don't even question the things that we were raised to be, to believe and that we were told. This is okay if you're never exposed to anything outside of your bubble. And this is okay if you genuinely end up agreeing with the things that you were told. But what happens when you grow up and you realize that some of the things that you were told you don't necessarily agree with anymore? But I genuinely believe that if you go through this and if you keep an open mind, that you will benefit from the things that you hear and learn through here. There's going to be a lot of resources that we will provide you that will also help solidify the understanding of some certain things that are possibly standing in your way of success. Now, remember, we want your big goal. I want that for you every bit as much as you want it for yourself at this point. So what's going to get you there is that we help you through the whole process, and that starts with mindset. In pretty much any coaching scenario, you will have, let's get your mind straight kind of classes. And the reason that they all do that is because it's true. If your mindset sucks, then you're going to have a negative outlook on a lot of things. Things will seem like a waste of time. Things will seem like, they're not worth it, whatever. What you really need to do, and I hope that you do, is wake up each day with that gratitude we talked about, figure out what you can learn today, and spend each day, find something on the internet that's positive for a change. There's so much negativity out there. Find something positive and start each day with the right mindset. And if you have any questions at all, you can always reach out in the Facebook group or in the chat, and we will absolutely open that up to discussion. But for now, I just want to get you the basics and let you decide what you need to dig in deeper on. I'll talk to you soon.